right now I'm waiting for my son-in-law's father to pick me up to take me to get the RV. My daughter and her husband both worked early today, of all days, of course, right? But my daughter has just got off 2 weeks vacation where she could have helped me, pick this up and do everything. But of course, he wasn't ready then. But thankfully, because she was on vacation, I was able to use the car and do all of his little errands. So I have to say that I did have to go a second time and take him to get a part for the propane line. And so anyway, he called me last night or the night, yesterday sometime, and told me everything was ready. He was just testing everything and I could pick it up. But however, I had no ride last night because my daughter, bless her little soul, had been painting her house all day long and redecorating, and I was helping her. And my son-in-law, who works wacky shifts as well, of course this was the time he had to work until 9 o'clock at night. To show you what a beautiful job she did in decorating. She painted this whole room all by herself yesterday, and it just came out so cute. Obviously she has a couple things left to do, but overall it's really quite stunning, in my opinion, for a little 8-year-old boy. So I trusted that this Joseph knew what he was doing. He told me he knew how to fix or repair or replace a propane line. He told me that he could do the solar on my RV. On my RV, I have a Bluetti. So all I really needed him to do was to put the solar panels on the roof and run the cable so I could plug it into the Bluetti. Now, previously, I was just taking the panels and laying them on the ground, and it worked fine. However, when you're only in a place for one night, it gets a little tedious having to drag those panels in and out and in and out. So, and then you'd go, I don't feel like it tonight. And then you'd run the generator and burn your gas and so on and so on. So it was really important to me to get those panels put on the roof. And he did that. He showed me the videos where he had patched everything up and glued it up nicely so it won't leak. And he repaired the holes that were there from the previous solar panels. I should tell you, I had 2 little solar panels on my roof already that came with my RV. Well, actually were original equipment, and they trickle charged the house batteries. However, they were so old, they didn't work. Well, when I took them off, we didn't know if they just didn't work or whether there was an electrical problem. And I still don't actually know. Joseph tells me he's tested everything and everything's fine. However, he told me I needed another solar panel just to trickle charge the batteries. And he said it couldn't be any bigger than, I forget, like 24 or 26 inches, which was fine. And I started looking and I couldn't find anything except like these little 7-watt panels. So I said to him, I said, am I looking for a 100-watt panel? And he said, yes. And so I started looking for a 100-watt panel, like in 24 inches. And when I put those dimensions into Amazon, everything came up as these little 7.5 or 10-watt trickle charge panels. So I did a little research, and of course it says that you cannot hook up a 100-watt panel directly to your battery without putting a charge controller in. Well, I didn't want to wait another day. I had full faith that he actually could have put the charge controller in, and I was a little disappointed that he didn't understand the conversion of the electric, and you couldn't put it right into the battery. But neither here nor there. Thank God I know something about this so that I was able to stop it before he blew my batteries up. So this is kind of a funny story. About 6 weeks ago, he sends me a text and he says, no matter what I do, I can't get your stairs to open. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't get my stairs to open? They worked fine when I gave it to you. So he sends me this little video of him trying to manually open the stairs. And they won't open. And I said, plug it in. And, no response, no response. So nothing had happened really until I went down to his location, and the RV was parked way too far away from the building for me to plug it in. So I ran the RV cord through the window and plugged it into the Blue Eddy. And of course, as soon as we had power, the stairs opened right up. So you can just imagine that my faith in his ability was dwindling substantially. I did figure, however, if he could at least get the solar panels on the roof, that would be 50% of my battle. I have a great-nephew, who would do the propane line for me. He's a gas fitter, I think that's what they call them. And the reason I didn't have him do it in the beginning, because he said send me a picture of it. So I sent my son to get a picture of the propane line. He couldn't find it. And then somebody else looked and they couldn't find it. And actually this RV repair guy, he couldn't find it either. He had to end up pressurizing the lines to figure out where this line that led to my heat source was. So Joseph said he could repair the line after he figured out where the hole in the line was. He just needed to put like a shark bit kind of thing in there. And I confirmed this with my nephew as well to make sure that this is what you could do with a propane line. I took it to a dealer when I was in Alaska, and they didn't have time to repair the line, so they just capped it. They told me the whole line needed to be replaced, and it was going to be about 5 hours at $100 an hour. So my nephew said, no. He said, we just cut the lines all the time and put a connector in there that's good, and off you go. And he works for like big companies, so he's not fooling around when he says that that'll work. So that made me feel a little better about Joseph fixing my propane line. This is the end of vlog number 2. Please like and follow, and for sure comment. Thanks very much. See you next time.